All right. Ready to rock and roll. Hey, everybody. How we doing this evening? I hope everybody's having a good day. Uh, Staying out of trouble, I hope. So we're going to get into this topic, what's coming up, what's going to be happening this summer. I want to kind of share some things that I think that are going on. We're going to talk about some other things as well. And we're going to go from there, and hopefully we can, share some information. Hopefully it's good. So before we get started, though, I do want to remind everybody that if I have any issues with the stream, which so far we've been having some pretty good luck with that. We haven't had issues recently, but let me knock on wood when I say that. But if we do have any interruptions in the stream, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. And so just you may not get a notification. I just had somebody said, "Are you streaming tonight?" I didn't see a notification. I said, "Yeah, man, I've had it set up for hours." So, sometimes people are not even getting notifications that I'm live streaming. So it's like you always just realize generally Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, 8 o'clock, I'm usually on unless I say otherwise or unless YouTube bans me. So, that's what we have to deal with. But anyway, I also want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I would ask you please to be decent in the chat, be kind, no racism, no nastiness. Just be decent. If you can't follow those simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue are going to boot you out of here because we're just not going to tolerate it. Okay. So just everybody be decent, and we will go from there. Ed, did you get a chance to read any of that email? I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Teresa. I'm not sure. I got a lot of emails. I get a lot. I do get a lot. So I'm not sure which one you were talking about. But I do not have a backup channel yet at this point. I definitely do need to set that up. So, but I definitely will be working on that. So anyway, okay, so let's get into this. All right. There's some stuff that I do want to touch base on too, but I as the weather's warming up, people are really, after being locked down for a year, people are really chomping at the bit. YouTube has unsubscribed me 2 times in 5 days. Wow. And you know what? And it doesn't surprise me at all, because what'll happen is I'll be going along and I'll be doing great. And then all of a sudden there'll be like 12 or 15 subscribers gone, just like that. And I know that's YouTube doing that, for whatever reasons. Because I know that like the spam bots that come on, what I do with them, as soon as they do their spam, like in the comments, and I see it, I block them and I remove the comment. So I always do that. So, but that's not that number, because what'll happen, like, so I'll tell you what happens with every stream. So just before the stream starts, there's like an influx of supposed new subscribers, right? I don't know if it's spam bots or if it is the haters jumping on, or whatever the case may be, so they can throw their thumbs down or whatever in a stream. I don't know, but whatever, it doesn't make any difference. And then as soon as I'm done with the stream and everything processes, then I'll have that dump off. They'll be gone again. So it's so weird. I just laugh at it, because it doesn't, it is what it is. I don't know what they think they're trying to play, or what kind of game that they're trying to play, but it is what it is. But it's part of YouTube. Okay. Before we get started, though, okay, I got to ask you guys, okay, now, what is my channel name? Okay, so in the comments, please put down what my channel name is, all right? And this is, you'll get this in a second, okay? But what is my channel name? So there we go, Prepper Nurse 1, right? That's my channel name. Does my channel name say Prepper Logger 1? Does my channel say Prepper Logger 1? No, it doesn't. Thank you guys for, and it's, you'll understand why I'm doing this, okay? I had somebody come in the comments today, and they said, and you can't, literally, you cannot make this stuff up. This guy goes, "You're no logger." And I replied to him, and I said, I never said I was. And have never said I was a logger, ever. Because I'm working with a chainsaw, does that make me a logger? I, as far as I know, it doesn't. So I just was like, really? It was just, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing to me. I just don't get it. Have never professed to be a logger. Have never professed to be a professional with a chainsaw ever. I have never done it. I do it. There's work that has to be done, so I do what I have to do. I mean, today we got, like, this morning it had rained, and so, after the rain had stopped, Mom and Beck were out there, and then I got out and I did more chainsaw work today. I mean, we're just all working together with this, trying to get this, squared away. And like, we were sitting there tonight, and we had a big old pile that had burned down to a smaller pile. But that's a cook fire. That, just so you know, we're not doing burning because there's a burn ban. We're not doing that. We're not burning. We're having a cook fire. So let's just be clear so that people don't get confused. Okay. But anyway, so we were sitting there tonight, and Becky was like, look at how much we've got done already. And I'm like, working together and having three people going at it makes all the difference in the world. It really, truly does. And I'm, like I said, I'm tomorrow. I think I told you guys, I'm going to see Heather, and so what I think I'm going to do in the morning, I want to clean out the other half of the chicken coop. So that's going to get cleaned out. And I went and picked up a couple bales of the pine shavings to put fresh pine shavings in for them. And I will get into what our topic is here shortly, I promise. But I think I want to do that in the morning before I leave to go get Heather. When I get back in the afternoon, I'm going to do some more chainsaw work. Just trying to, and just, if you guys want to keep up on, like, because I'm posting pictures of our progress of what we're doing on Twitter and also on Instagram. So if you want to follow that, like today I didn't put up a video about us actually working, but I did, we got more stuff done. So I took a couple pictures. I put them on Instagram and on Twitter. So if you want to check that out, it's obviously Prepper Nurse 1 on both Twitter and Instagram. So definitely go and check those out as well. Okay. So, but, right. Protesting fire, not a riot fire. Exactly. So let's get into this, guys. So I got a kick out of that person, saying you're no logger. Well, thank you. I wasn't trying to be a logger. I don't want to be a logger. I do what I have to do. That's what I do. There's stuff to get cleaned up. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to get our property squared away the way I need to. I don't consider myself a rock mover or a stone mover or gravel mover either. But I will tell you this: I've moved plenty of gravel and stone this year. So, and I did plenty last year, and I'll do a lot more this year. Does that make me a gravel worker? I don't. I am a professional doorman. Yes, I am. That I absolutely am. I am a professional doorman for my cats. That's correct. So that's my full-time job. I do YouTube on the side because they don't tip very well. The cats are not good tippers. So anyway, all right. So let's get into what I think you're going to see. And again, this is my opinion. So let's put that out here right away. I don't want people to misconstrue. And he said this is going to happen, so this is going to happen. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm going to share with you is my thoughts moving forward, where we're going to be going and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of, I love these polls that they put together. And I'm not going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about that. But there was these polls that are out there of how people, well, once they have the second, they will feel much safer, going and doing this and going and doing that. But they still have all these restrictions even once they do that, which is just absolutely ludicrous to me. But hey, do what you got to do what makes you feel good. I'm not telling you what not to do or not what not to do. But anyway, let's get into, we've had people cooped up for a very long time. People are very, very antsy. You still have people that have an agenda no matter who the president was going to be. And they're still pushing that agenda. Okay, so you have, you know, it. All right, so I'm going to say something that's probably going to hurt some people's feelings. All right, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's just kind of how I roll. And if you are offended, again, I've said this before. If you're offended by anything I say, that's on you. So, you know, congratulations for being offended. It makes no difference. Okay. BLM. All right. I'm going to talk about them really, really quickly. BLM only matters unless it's blacks killing blacks. That's a freaking fact. If BLM cared so much about the black community, if they did, they would be focusing on all the murders, the black on black crime that happens constantly. Look at the numbers, not making it up, not, you know, when you have the murder rate in the black community is exponentially higher than any place else, and they're killing each other. It's not, white people are not going in to the inner city and shooting up black people. That's not what's happening. Okay, they're killing each other. So if they cared, if black people truly cared so much about their own kind, per se, and I hate that because it's like, I hate that terminology of you're this, you're that. I can't stand it, but I'm just want to explain this. If they cared so much about the black community, that's where they would be focusing on. That's where they would be protesting. That's where they would be doing something about the crime, the black on black crime. They would be doing something about that. But that's okay. They can kill each other in record numbers, and heaven forbid that the police officers, you know, somebody dies in police custody, or if there is an abuse or whatever, then they're all up in arms. But when they kill each other in record numbers, that's perfectly fine. Hey, mom, survival, preach. Yeah, I just, you know what, if I see BS, I'm going to call BS. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Yeah, like Rochester today, and it's funny, and I want you to think about, yeah, East Avenue Wegmans in Rochester, New York. It is the last Wegmans in the city of Rochester. Okay, first of all, and there used to be a bunch of them. I lived in Rochester. We had a Wegmans where around the corner from where I lived at that time. But what happens is the crime is so rampant and the stealing is so rampant that Wegmans made a call and said, we're pulling our stores out of Rochester. And they did it because of those reasons. And then people wonder, why do I have to travel so far to go get groceries or to do this or do that or the other thing? Because they do it to themselves. And the people in those communities, and it's not all blacks, it's not all Hispanics, it's not all white trash. Okay. So, you know, but when you have an area of the city that is rampant in crime, stealing is off the charts, that's what happens. The stores go, we don't need this. We don't need this headache. And they get out of Dodge. Okay. It happens all the time. So like today with what happened, and I want you to think about this too. And this is what really pisses me off. Okay. Really pisses me off. Because it was BLM protesting, the cops did nothing. They just let them do whatever they want to do. March down the middle of the street, disrupting traffic, all that type of stuff. You know, go into the store, and I saw the video of them locking the doors and like, oh, go around to the other side, because they weren't going to let them come in the store and act like fools. Okay, you know, and it's a big game. But again, if blacks cared so much about black lives, they would focus in their own communities to start with. That's the point I'm going to make. I'm going to say, if that makes me a horrible, racist, terrible person, then you know what? If a spade is a spade, you call it a spade. Okay. That's just the way it is. I'm always going to be 100% honest. I'm going to say it just like it is, you know, and that's honest. So, you know, just like, okay, you have hate groups out there all along, all walks, every race, they have hate groups, Black Panthers, okay, white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan, you know, trying to think of the Aryan Nation, those type of groups and stuff like that too. Okay, you have Chinese gangs hate, that hate everybody else. It's not them. And again, and there's another thing too. Like if you go to Chinatown and stuff like that, you have those gangs in those areas. Who do they prey on? They also prey on their own people, which it doesn't make any sense to me either. Okay, so again, and when I say spade, I'm not saying that in a derogatory, racist way. You ever heard the saying, "I call a spade a spade"? That's So, but anyway, they are a protected class. Well, nobody should be protected. You know what? Again, so I want to. There's something else too, guys, and I wanted to clear this up. When I was talking about when I was saying about my channel, and if my channel ever gets huge, and if I ever end up with like, 1 million subscribers and I'm making that kind of money, and I made the statement is, how much is it? When is enough enough? And I talk about, like people like Warren Buffett and people like Bill Gates. I mean, how much money do you need? Now, I'm not talking about redistribution of wealth. I never ever said that. I've never been a proponent of that. I think capitalism is a great thing because if you have the willpower and in the will to get out there and work, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. But what I was saying, like for my situation, how much is enough? I mean, how much money do I need to have? I mean, you look at these YouTube channels that have, 1 million subscribers plus, and the amount of money that they're making per year. When you have an 8-year-old kid doing toys, reviewing toys, and he's making $8 million a year. Does he need $8 million a year? I mean, who needs, $8 million realistically, that should last you the rest of your life and then some, realistically. Okay. Wranglestar, yeah, he's got a very big channel. Absolutely, he's got a big channel, and he's doing very, very well. Now, I don't know what he does as far as any kind of philanthropy or anything like that. I don't know, but again, I know for me what I wanted to do, and I've said this for a long, long time. You can go back and look at my older videos, and you'll see it. I said if I ever get huge, I want to give back to the community because I think that is important. You don't get up on that high pedestal and now you think you're better than everybody else and oh, you peons and blah blah blah. That's not the way it should be. You're in a position to be able to do something, to be able to help people. I don't think it's an obligation. There's no obligation of anything because some people are going to save every freaking dime. They think they're going to take it with them when they die. I don't look at it like that. Okay. I look at it, in the aspect of, okay, if I'm in a position where I can help other people, I'm going to do that. Okay. So that's where I was coming from with that statement. So I just wanted to clear that up as well. So, but again, and the thing is, to be in that position, to be able to go to somebody's homestead or their off-grid property or their bug out retreat and say, okay, what can we do now to make this better for you guys? That's where I want to be. Hey, Mountain Girl, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem. Ronald Reagan, my suggestion, continue to prepare and stay aware. I agree with you 100%. Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that too. I hope you're doing well. Actually, Mountain Girl, give me a call after the stream if you would. I just want to run something by you. So when the stream is over with, if you would give me a call, I would appreciate that. But anyway, getting back to this, so like I said, that's the position I want to be able to be in. So I'm putting that out there. I've always been very honest about that because again, obviously I like to have a little money back, have a nest egg for that rainy day, but also, again, to be in that position to help other people, I think that's a great thing to be able to do. And if, YouTube is still around and still doing their thing and I can do that, that's exactly what I plan on doing. So anyway, we're at 9:52 in the chat. We're at 3:40 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to please show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, it's better for the channel as well. It pushes us up higher in the rankings. So I would appreciate you doing it for that reason as well. And thank you. And again, third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up, being honest. That's part of the game. It's fun. But also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so as the weather's warming up, you have certain groups that are going to be pushing their agendas that much more. Okay. I think you're seeing a lot of frustrated people out there, a lot of angry people, that are, you put depression, anger, resentment, what's being perpetuated by the media constantly, the hatred of this group or that group, and trying to stir things up and get people all jacked up. Uh, and then everything going on, and it doesn't take a lot to set some people off, especially as I was talking about in an earlier video, people that are not mentally stable. Okay. There is a huge issue in our country, with mental health problems. Hey, Ace Maduro, my brother and sister-in-law, oh, hold on a second. My brother and sister-in-law got the single dose for a week after they got daily calls from the Department of Health asking how they felt, whether any side effects. It was good. If it's good, why do they need to follow up? Nope, not me. You know what? Again, I don't disagree with you at all. Thank you very much for the donation. Safety is a big concern with that whole situation. And I've talked about that as well. Okay. I've talked about that, and I really am not going to get into that because I don't want another strike by YouTube. They are really locking down. If you don't go along with the mantra of what is being put out there, they are going after people. So, I'm really not going to get into that. Again, I would just say do your due diligence, do your homework, and I think that's important. I think that's really important. But anyway, I'm going to encourage people this. Okay, so, all right, so there's all this talk about how great the economy's doing. So let's talk about this for a second too, okay? So the economy's going to bounce back now. Everybody's going to be doing their part for, say, let's just put it like that. I'll just put it like that. And everything's going to open back up, and things are going to get back to normal, and everything's going to get rolling. Okay. But there's a few issues with that, and I like to bring up things and make people think. I want you to completely think. Okay. What about all the businesses that have closed their doors and are not reopening? You look at all the restaurants that are done that are not reopening. All right. You have a tremendous amount of small businesses that were not able to continue because of the lockdowns and everything that happened, that shut their doors forever, and they're not reopening. Well, if you think about it, and I want you to, let's just put it into perspective. Let's say we'll even go with a small number. Let's go with 1,000. Let's go with 1,000 small businesses. Okay. So if you have 1,000, and we obviously know it's much, much more than that, okay? And there's a lot of big businesses that have shut their doors and they're done as well. And there's something I want to discuss that as well in a second, okay? But so you have 1,000 businesses, and let's say these 1,000 businesses have 10 workers in each one, okay? Now you have a tremendous amount of people that don't have jobs to go back to. They don't have a way to make a living anymore because maybe their skill set was geared towards whatever business they were working for. Okay, so what are they going to do now? All right, and so that's what people need to think about. If they open everything back up, there's not these businesses to go back to. They're gone. So when they're saying that everything's going to be wonderful and it's going to be great and everything's going to open up and, the economy is going to be booming, I don't believe it. I don't believe it because, again, just in the area where I live, the number of places that have shut down, that are done, it is a ton of places. And the ones that were able to ride the wave, if you will, and make it through, were businesses that had, owned their business already, that, had a nest egg back to be able to ride it out, to pay those bills, to be able to do those things. You think about, again, here's something else again with the whole landlord protection, or not the landlord, I mean the renters protection, and all the homeowners that weren't paying or still are not paying their mortgages. Okay, right now they're still in that protective bubble, if you will. Eventually, the renters and the homeowners that have not been paying their mortgage have just extended it on, right? I think they just extended it on. Eventually, that's going to stop at some point. At some point, that's going to stop. Now you're going to have a huge number of people out on the streets. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to move to? Okay, crime is already going up. That's a fact. Okay, when you have, there's no jobs to go to, and it's just, and then you have a president that comes in, shuts down the Keystone Pipeline, basically stops a lot of oil production, period. And that's I'm not making that up. That's a fact. Okay. Open the borders up and just let everybody come on in. Well, if we were in such a situation that it was so dire and so bad that, we all have to wear face coverings and all this nonsense. Okay. Why are you letting in a whole bunch of foreigners just pouring over into this country? Another thing I have a huge problem with. Okay. They just did I think it was $86 million to put up these people in hotels down there. What about our people in this country that are having problems? What about them? And this is, again, this has nothing to do. I don't care if everybody in the Southern Hemisphere was white in trying to come up here. So this is not about a race thing. It's not because they're of Hispanic descent in any way whatsoever. I don't care about that. But we don't take care of our own people in this country. Why are we taking care of everybody else's castaways? Everybody that wants to get away from whatever their situation is and make it to the land of plenty where everything is there. Okay. I have a huge problem with that. Hey, Mary Lab. This could be the calm before the storm, third wave talk out of Europe. And why do you use so much crushed stone on your nice property? The reason I use so much, thank you very much for the statement. And the reason that I use so much crushed stone is because I don't like to walk in the mud. So I don't like dirt paths. And so I use stone on everything because I like to have those nice walking paths with the stone. And it just makes it better. And so that's one of the reasons why I do that. So, but again, we have a lot of problems moving forward. Crime is on the rise. And again, the agenda, as we all know, is to disarm Americans. That's what they're trying to do. Law-abiding citizens are trying to disarm law-abiding citizens. Again, it has been proven over and over and over again that gun control laws do not stop criminals from criminal activity. All they're going to end up doing is making law-abiding citizens criminals, in my opinion, giving my opinion, because you're going to see a lot of people are not going to comply with whatever crap that they come up with in Washington and spew out there. And I don't care, what title they put on it. When you have people that are deranged, that are not stable, that have an agenda, that have a hatred that has been perpetuated through the news media, and they are on a mission, you're not going to stop those people from doing what they're going to do. That has been proven over and over and over again. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, so that's just, that's what it's going to be. Because I'm going to tell you what, I can tell you right now, I know a lot of people are definitely not going to give them up. They're just not going to do it. So really quickly, guys, I want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We are doing the sale for the legacy freeze-dried foods there. So if you go to preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it'll drop down. It'll say legacy foods. You click on that. What we have available right now is there. So definitely take advantage of that. When you check out, 20% will come off automatically when you check out. So the savings is going to be going on until the 7th of April. That's when we're going to stop the sale. So if you want to take advantage of that and get some long-term food storage, that's the way you do it. Go there, you'll save yourself 20%. And again, if you're looking at a bigger package deal, 20% adds up really, really fast. It's a great thing to have in your long-term food storage. GMO-free, 25-year shelf life. Legacy is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. Vegan-free. It is also gluten-free options. So a lot of good things with it. So definitely take advantage of that. Hey, Freddie left you. My small business in New York are bankrupt. Oh, many. Yeah, I think that's what you meant. Now my part-time employer is saying no pokey poke, no worky work. I can't believe this BS and cowards. Yeah, there's a lot of them that are doing that. And again, it's amazing to me. We're supposed to have a choice. We're supposed to have free will, but they're trying to manipulate, forcing people into doing it. So that is definitely a huge issue, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. That's a tough call, and you're going to have to make that decision. And again, you guys know my stand on it. I talked about it plenty before YouTube spanked me, so I'm not going to go into it anymore. But that's just unfortunately the way things are. And I hope that you can find something else. But again, if you get organized with the people that you work with, and enough of you say no, they will have to change that policy. That's where I do believe that as well. So anyway, going back to my website. Also on my website, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. If you go there to preppernurse1.com, you'll see the Forefathers logo. If you click on it, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase of a CBD or hemp product, you can save yourself 15% when you check out by using the discount code PrepperNurse1 on their website. So definitely take advantage of that as well, okay? And we also have the Prepper Nurse One community. Free to join, doesn't cost anything. No credit card information is asked or anything like that. You do have to register though. So if you would like to do that, definitely take advantage of that too. It's a resource that we set up for you guys. And obviously I'm still working on emails for the Prepper Underground Railroad as well. So just be patient. If you have not heard from me yet, I promise you I will get to your email and I will get to you. All right. So just be patient and we'll get there. Okay. So I know you're probably like going, what's he taking so long for? But, I'm trying to get things done here, weather permitting. And so, just trying to get things going. Now, Friday is supposed to be raining all day long. I'll probably sit down Friday and I'm going to start making calls and really try to get a lot done that way. So we'll see what happens. But, all right. So anyway, but again, moving forward this year, I think you're going to see, will there be false flag events? I absolutely do believe you're going to see that. I believe they're setting that up. They want to vilify Whitey. Okay. It's a fact. It's already been happening. It's trying to make us out to be the bad guys with everything, which is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. There's so many advantages in this country for everybody now that you can't blame your lack of success on somebody else when you have to look into the mirror and look at yourself and realize what the problem is. Stop blaming everybody else. Make it happen, work hard, and it's amazing how things come together. It just is. It just works that way. But yeah, it's insane. It is insane. I get so tired of it. It's like, and I don't even have television anymore. So it's like, so I'm not being inundated daily with the nonsense and the BS that they perpetuate constantly. My grandfather had it right. Okay. My grandfather called it the idiot box, and he was 100% right. He said, you watch that long enough and you're going to turn into an idiot. Well, it's proving to be true because, propaganda, manipulation, it happens constantly. And so the sheep will just go along and do what they're told because that's what they do. And, anybody that stands against that, anybody that doesn't agree, you're the enemy. You are the troublemakers. How is it that we could be troublemakers when all we want is peace and when we want to be left alone and we want to live our lives and, and not be dictated and determined everything that we do in our lives? How does that, I find the idiot box entertaining. Some shows, yes, I will give you that. Some shows, yes, but a lot of it is just, yeah. Like I said, I'll tell you what. when we moved down here, and anybody that knows the story knows, I moved down here. June will start our 7th year full time here at the homestead. And when I left Greece, New York, and moved down here, I gave away all my TVs, and I've not had a TV since then. And I don't miss it. I really don't. The only thing, like I said, and I've said this too, the only thing that I missed realistically was The Walking Dead. Love The Walking Dead. I think it's a great show, a lot of fun, very entertaining. I liked the Discovery Channel a lot, the History Channel. There was a lot of cool stuff that you could watch on there and see, but a lot of it is just nuts. And I think Pelosi will get rid of Biden before the year is out. You know what? I agree with you. Randy Romines just said that. I agree with you 100%. I've told you guys, I have a $100 bet with a buddy of mine that by December or January 20th of next year, that Biden will be out and Harris will be the president. That's what I think you're going to see happen. You know, and if not Harris, then whoever else, because there's all this talk that she wasn't born in America and all this type of stuff, so she can't be president. If that's the case, guess who gets to be president then, folks? It would be Nancy Pelosi. So that'd be a scary thought, huh? So, yeah. No, I didn't watch Cuomo today. Is he going to finally resign? Or is he still locked in you know, still determined to stay in office? The special effects of that show is great. Yep. You know. Yeah, and you have to delay with The Walking Dead. It's behind a year. So, like with Netflix, they haven't come out with. I think they came out with last season, but not. You this year's episodes wouldn't be available to like next year on that. So. Oh yeah, Mountain Girl says we knew that would happen with Biden. Of course, everybody knew it. He was the figurehead that they put out there. Cuomo wants New Yorkers to take an online preparedness class. Really? I did not see that. Well, that's interesting, isn't it now? I think I'm pretty good in that aspect. I don't think I need to take any class. I think I'm in pretty good shape. I'm pretty ready. Unbelievable. Well, you know what? That should say something right there as well. That should definitely. Nancy Pelosi's not even as bad as Carmela. Yeah, no, I agree. But again, it's Asif. Yep, I'm surprised I'm alive, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, so there was a survey, and I just saw this survey too, and they were saying should people in the Senate and Congress be banned from trading stocks. And like 89% of people said yes, they should be, because there's all that insider trading that happens all the time. It happens constantly, and these people make a freaking killing. They make a killing. So, and you don't think somebody's hand gets washed with that one either? So, but anyway, you have other countries are basically laughing at us now. I know that North Korea just did another missile launch, and which I don't know, it's a lot of distractions are going on. A tremendous amount of distractions are going on all over the place right now. And I really, truly believe, again, and we need to stay vigilant, stay locked in, take care of your business, continue to prep. Take those stimulus checks and use them for preps. I don't care if you buy $1,400 worth of canned goods, beans and rice, whatever you want to get, but you better get ready, because if you don't think things could go south in this country in a heartbeat, absolutely they can. Absolutely they can. Hey, Snort, how do I protect myself from a rooster? When I feed the hens, he jumps up on me. He's mean, but a good rooster. I'll tell you in just 1 second. Billy Thompson said, am I the only one who believes in term limits? No, there's a lot of people that believe in term limits. So with your rooster, okay, what I have done with mine, now my roosters are good. What you do with him, get a hold of him, pick him up, okay? Put him under your arm, put him right under your arm, lock him in, because once he's locked in, he's not going to do anything. Make sure you have a good heavy jacket on. Make sure you have a good pair of gloves on when you do it, just to be on the safe side. Also, make sure you have some eye protection as well, just again to be on the safe side. Pick him up and carry him around in front of all the girls. You are letting them know and him know that you are the boss. Now, I had my one rooster. He came after me one time. Goliath, my big boy, came after me one time, and I had happened to have the scooper because I was giving him cracked corn at the time, and I literally and it may sound mean, but I took that scooper and I went and just gave him a whack. Let him know I'm not the one. You need to let them know you're the boss. They're not the boss. Their job is to protect the girls. That's great. But, again, get him, pick him up, put him under your arm, and carry him around. It'll let him know, and it lets the other girls know that you're the boss and not him. You Animals will always detect fear. If you act afraid, they're going to sense that. They're going to know that. It's just like people that are afraid of dogs. Okay, dogs know when somebody's afraid of dogs. They can sense it. They can smell it. They can smell that fear. So again, to me, I'm not going to let the animal dictate how things are going to go. I'm going to dictate how things go. And and I probably whacked him with that, and I just caught him in the body. I mean, it's like I didn't hit the rooster in the head or anything like that. I just gave him a whack, not super hard, but letting him know that no, that isn't going to happen. And but you show him the crock pot, right? Exactly. Some roosters are just mean. That's a fact. But if you can't break him, then you might want to think about replacing him. But try that first, and see how that. Somebody said a spray bottle. That would be funny. Yeah, you could try that too. But like I said, I'm not going to have a rooster come up behind me and try to spur me and stuff like that. No way, not going to happen. And I'm not going to walk around the inside of my chicken coop worried am I going to be attacked by one of the roosters. So that's no, that's definitely not something that I would want to do. So I hope that helps. I hope that's good advice, and I hope that works out for you. But try that. You do that a couple times with him, and he should calm down and he should stop his nonsense. And then pet him. Pet him, talk to him. Say, you know what? I'm the boss, not you. So, hey, Mountain Girl, this shift in power, corruption in government, financial collapse, and recent pandemic show just how quickly south the world can go, and that's not the half of it. You're right. You're 100% right, and I agree with you with everything you're saying. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for the statement. And again, the way that they shut everything down and just everybody just did what they were told to do and didn't question anything. And some people did, obviously, but not everybody. Okay, what I would, like I said, continue to prep, continue to get ready. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, if you have food, water, ways to purify water, some place to go, if you can get a bug out retreat, I would highly, highly recommend doing that. It's crazy what's going on right now. Absolutely insane. And, that's not a good thing. Real quick again, guys, we're up at over 1,100 in the chat. We're at 525 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel, and I appreciate you doing that. Also, it really does help with the algorithm, so the more interaction that we have, the higher up in the rankings we go, so that's great as well, so thank you for that. And then also, again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up is the third reason, so of course I want to see a good number of thumbs up. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe also. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. So we're going to do the egg count. So I'm going to give you the last 2 days. Everybody knows that I think it was paying attention on Sunday. We had 8 eggs on Sunday. We had 7 yesterday. I don't think I ever gave you guys a number for yesterday. So we had 7 eggs yesterday. So what is your guess today with the egg count? What do you think we ended up with today? I have a homemade Berkey 5-gallon bucket and 2 filters and a spigot. That's awesome. And that was from, where is that? Spaz Mama. Okay, very cool. That's nothing wrong with that at all. All right. All right. So A lot of you have the right guess today. A lot of you. But if you had the same guess as Asif, Asif actually had the right guess today with 9 eggs, then you are 100% correct. We ended up with 9 eggs today. So I was real pleased with that. Never going to complain. They're, like I said, they're being more steady now. We had 8, 7. Today was 9. So that was good. And, when I get these new chicks in and they get big enough and they start laying, I'm curious to see what the egg counts are going to be then. It'll be quite interesting. But yeah, it was a good day. Good day. And it was funny because, like I said, this morning, it rained probably till 11 o'clock this morning. And then the rain finally went away. And, we got to get out and get to work. And it worked out really, really well. So, but yeah, it was a good day. I just keep giving. And people, what are you doing with your eggs? What are you doing with your? I give them away. Mom and Beck use some. I use some. Whatever we don't use, I give them away because I like to do that. So. If the truck stopped deliveries to DC, things might change a bit. Yeah, well, you know what? I'll tell you what. If the truckers decided they had enough and their safety was an issue, instead to stop delivering to a lot of places, that would change a whole lot of people's mind about how things went down. I can tell you that right now. Yep, rain and wind on Friday for us as well. Yep, Zane Bancroft just said that. More rain and wind Friday for us. They're talking Friday, rain all day, and they're talking 43-mile-an-hour winds. So Friday should be, like I said, I think Friday may be a good day to try to sit down and bang out a bunch of the emails that I got for the Prepper Nurse, or for the Prepper Underground Railroad. So I will definitely, like I said, guys, what I need to do, and I said this before and I still haven't done it yet, I need to basically every day is sit down and do a few every day. And, I can make headway into it. And, but I've been busy. So I've been focusing on, like today, just before the stream, I was out and feeding our cook fire with a few more things so we could have our cook fire out there. So, because we're not burning because there's a burn ban in New York and we are law-abiding citizens, but we do have a cook fire. So just so everybody knows, I want to be very clear on that. Very, very clear. Anyway, but I think you're going to see a lot more upset, a lot more strife this year as well. Hey, Cheryl Glenn. Hey, Ed, does New York get the what? Those Sideuses in great number up there. I live in Pennsylvania, but I'm from Maryland, and I remember them in great swarms. I can't stand them. Yeah, and this is the year, and I can't think of how do you say the name of them? Cicadas, Sideuses. I know what they are. They come out, and this is the year they're supposed to be coming out, and they swarm, and they're a pain in the butt, and then they go back into hibernation for like a decade or some crazy number like that. We do get them up here as well. I know Pennsylvania gets them. Maryland, I know they get them too. There's a lot of places that get them. So they're supposed to be coming this year. That's the other thing, guys, that is right now with getting this work done that we're doing outside. It is awesome because there's no bugs right now. Once the bugs, cicadas. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you, guys. Yeah, I know. It's like cicadas. All right, gotcha. All right, thank you. I do appreciate that because I have a tendency to butcher things, as you guys know. So, but yeah, they're up here as well. So we'll see how they come. But like I said, right now we got no bugs. So getting out there and getting that work done, and everything's not growing up on top of you while it's doing it, huge difference. And it's just we are really getting at it, which is fun, which is absolutely fun. The Quesada is the 17-year itch. It's 17 years they come out, Asif? Okay. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Oh, good. Then the chickens lead them. That's good. I got no problem with that. Somebody's saying 9 years. 17-year locust. Yeah, so somebody's saying every 9. Some people are saying 17 years. but I know they go dormant for a long time and then they come back out. So, but you know, if we have some droughts, we have flooding again this year. The farmers, who knows what's going to happen with that. There's a lot of things that can go wrong really, really quickly. And the kitty sighting, I don't have any in here right now. Oh, actually, I do. I just have Max. Okay, hold on. I'm like, no, I don't have anybody, but yep, there's Max sleeping right there. So, yep, there's Max. Because everybody else, it's nice out. It's probably in the 50s right now. Actually, I can tell you in a second. I'll tell you what the temperature is outside right now. It's 59. So I don't even have a fire going. It is really, really nice out. So it's been, pretty mild all day long. Tomorrow they're talking it's going to be 76 degrees. So I can't wait for that either. So, but anyway, we have any kind of major issues, it can disrupt things. And then the way people are acting, who knows what's going to happen, this year with that as well. So thank you for the kitty sighting. You're welcome. Like I said, if it's wintertime, they're all in. When the weather's nice, they're out a lot. So I'll tell you what I don't like is those freaking nasty little stink bugs. They're all over the place too a lot of times. So, and then once the mosquitoes come, it's like forget about it. Especially like you're in the daytime, it's like if we were trying to do this brush and stuff like we're doing right now, and it was summertime, we would be eaten alive by the mosquitoes, eaten alive. So this is absolutely the best time of year to get in there and get on that and get that work done. And so, but I'll tell you what, with the three of us working together, man, what a difference. What an absolute just crazy difference. So not a bad thing at all. Not a bad thing at all. So, but anyway, so what do we got here? Yes, I don't like to use the insect repellent. I don't like to spray crap like that on my body. What I try to do, like what I'm going to do this year is my dogs have decided that I'm a morning person. I am not a morning person at all. Okay. But the dogs have decided that I am. Today they let me sleep until 7:20. So that was very, very nice. But, I just, what I'm going to do when we get into the warmer weather, by the time it gets to 11, 12, it gets too hot and you can't really do anything outside. So what I'm going to do is when I get the dogs out in the morning, I'm going to work for a few hours in the morning and get things done outside that I want to get done. There's a lot that I want to do this year, guys, a lot that I want to do, but we'll get there. We will absolutely get there. Thanks for your channel and the effort in prepping, Brian Saber. You're welcome, Brian. Thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to show people that this is possible. And, with hard work and just determination, you can accomplish anything you want. And that's the cool thing. And like I said, it doesn't always have to be about prepping. It doesn't always have to be about living off grid. Avon, skin so soft. Oh, it repels them and it's good for your skin. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big, like people say, oh, do you use sunscreen? I've never used sunscreen in my life. You know what I used? I'll tell you what I used to use when I was younger and I used to lay out in the sun a little bit. I would take baby oil and betadine. And I would lather myself in this, I'd put the betadine in the baby oil and I would lather myself with that. Man, you want to talk about getting dark? Whoo! Really dark, and you just cook. But I just, I'm dark anyway, so like with the weather, like you probably see some red in my face today from the sun and stuff like that from being outside, and that's just being out there working. It's not like I don't lay in the sun anymore. So, but yeah, that's what do we got here? Vitamin B1 will repel blood-sucking bugs. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, wild peppermint. I know that's good for that as well. The horse flies in South Carolina are big, almost as big as a mini pony, Asif says. Yeah, horse flies are nasty too. We get the horse flies up here too. and you're sweating and they land on you and they bite you, it sucks. Really, really sucks. So that's why, like I said, once we get into the really warm weather up here, it'll be doing stuff early in the morning before all the bugs come out, because it's usually cooler in the morning and they're not out yet. No tanning in the Speedo anymore. Can't say. I can honestly say I have never worn a Speedo in my life. So that is definitely something that I can say that I've never done. So if you ever see a video with me with work boots on and a Speedo, you will know that I bought that special for that video. So never know. That could happen. There'll be a warning ahead of time. There'll definitely be a warning. This is not family friendly. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? But anyway, I know I'm being silly now. But anyway, this year, I think we're going to see a lot of really crazy stuff going on. And again, the biggest thing, again, that I would absolutely encourage people to do is continue to prep, continue to get ready, get those gardens and learn how to garden, figure out what you're doing. Even if it's terrace gardening on a small scale, it's going to give you an advantage if you got to bug out and you got to get someplace. Always have seeds. Make sure you have seeds. So when you get someplace, we're going to be gatherers and growers in a post event. We're not going to be hunters, because there's not going to be anything to hunt unless you're hunting other human beings. Okay. That's a fact. That is a fact. You're going to be growers and gatherers. So knowing your wild edibles, knowing what you can eat, plants wise, and what plants are medicinal plants, that's a huge advantage for anybody. Okay. Also, again, knowing how to garden. It's more than just putting seeds in the ground and saying, okay, now it'll just grow. There's a lot more to it than that. You really got to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what location of the country you're in, how is your soil, do you need to bring soil in, can you compost more soil? And anybody can compost soil with scraps and those type of things, and wood, and sticks and that type of stuff. Get that big barrel, get a handle on it. Hitting my light here. Get a handle on it. Put your scrap wood in there, smaller pieces and stuff like that. Put your kitchen scraps in there. Rotate that every day. And then even if you want to get some like earthworms in there, they'll really work that soil as well. So absolutely, you can definitely do it. It is definitely doable. So no matter what part of the country you're in, as far as that goes. Now, if you got good soil, knowing what is good soil and what's not good soil obviously makes a difference as well. The blacker the soil, the richer the soil is. I got parts of my property, you guys know, it is very black, rich soil. In a post-event, we're going to be harvesting as much of that as we possibly can to utilize for growing. I had somebody made a comment today, and they were like, well, for the number of people that you're going to have there, that I don't have enough grow beds. And they're right. 100% right. I'm putting in 3 more grow beds, and even that would not be enough. But in a post-event, it would not just be in the grow beds where things would be growing. Things would be growing everywhere. Everywhere that we could possibly put something to grow, that's where things would be put. Okay. The greenhouse would be maxed out. We would have that going again. So, got the best dirt in Memphis, Tennessee. You can compost anywhere. Yeah, absolutely. You absolutely can compost anywhere, No, I'm not letting my hair grow out. No, that's not ever going to happen. You will never see, like tonight is a shaving night. You see how long that hair is? That's a shaving night. So obviously my forehead has gone much higher as I've gotten older, but tonight's a shaving my head night. When I do hit 100,000 subscribers, though, and you guys can help with that too, spread the word. STD will be tattooed on my body when we hit 100,000 subscribers. So we're at 92,600 and something right now. So again, once we hit 100,000 subscribers, I will be getting a tattoo, STD tattooed on my body. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll go somewhere, but it definitely will be tattooed on me. Actually, I have a couple that I'm going to be getting. Just I want to get one that I want to, yeah, tramp stamp. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I don't think so. No tramp stamps. Oh my God, could you imagine? That would be freaking hilarious. But no, no. Okay, so let me be clear on this. You will never see a tattoo on my neck. You will never see a tattoo on my face, and you will never see a tattoo on my head. Not going to happen. Okay, not my thing. Not into it. Not going to happen. So, I do want. There's one tattoo that I am going to get for Eddie and Heather, because obviously they're twins and their birthday is the 29th of October. So I'm going to have over my heart. I'm going to have, their names and their birth date inside that heart over my heart, because they are my heart. So I'm definitely going to get that tattoo. That's one. So they're going to have to shave the gorilla patch off my chest to do that, but that'll be okay. So, okay, really quickly, I want to talk about where is Dansville compared to Syracuse? Wendy, you're looking at, trying to think, 2.5 hours, something like that. So that's how far. And that's if you take 90 down to 390, mostly highway. That is mostly highway traveling, just so you know too. But anyway, really quickly, I want to mention a couple of channels. Okay, Vizza Rizza Jizza, guys, put the link up here for me for him. He's got a really good EMP series that he's doing right now, and he has another series that he did before that. I encourage you to listen to both of those. They're really, really interesting to listen to. A lot of good information with those, and so it makes you think, which is a good thing as well. So let's show him some support over there, if you would. I would appreciate that. Also, Ickycan, Ickycan. He is up in Canada. He is north of Toronto by several hours. So he is way, way up there. Okay. Very good dude. Show him some support too, if you would. I would appreciate that. He's another good channel. Marfugal News. Anybody knows Adam's been dealing with some medical issues, but still great channel. Love the guy. Good people. Go show him some support too. Wrangle Star, somebody had mentioned them earlier. Sean James, also up in Canada. Great, great channel. My Self-Reliance. All right. Really good. He is unbelievable to watch, and the guy is a working machine. And he does a really, really good job. Okay. So, oh, spell it out. Yes. No, I plan on it. Okay. So what I plan on doing with the STD when I have it tattooed on, the STD will be in big letters with a dot in front of each one. And then under the S will be the rest of it, step, thing, and day in smaller letters. So you'll see that the first thing people are going to see is STD, and then they'll have to read the rest. But it will say step, thing, and day. But STD will be the main bigger block letters when I do that. So, yeah, Sean James is awesome. And you know what? The funny thing is with Sean James, too, which I find absolutely amazing. Salt of the earth guy, very, very down to earth. And the amount of hate he gets is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But that's what happens. So, yeah, there's North Shore Preparedness just put up the link for Ickycan up in Canada. So definitely go show him some support. Like I said, really very humble man, trying to make it work up there. And he's doing a real, real good job up there. Okay. You guys also know I love the Angler Prepper down in New York City. Great guy. Says it like it is, which I do appreciate that. I always have. So he's absolutely another one that I would say, let's show him some support. Magic Prepper out west. I believe he's in North Dakota. So let's show him some support as well. And there's a lot of them. Ed, have you watched Little House Off Grid? If so, what do you think of it? I have not seen them. I haven't even heard of their channel, to be honest with you. And I'm sorry to say that there's so many guys, so many channels out there. So I can't, you know, I can't give you an opinion on that. Alaska Prepper is another good channel as well. Yep, Yarn Prepper just put that up there. So there's a lot of good channels out there. There's a lot of good information out there. If you just take that time, listen, always watch everything with an open mind. That's what I would encourage everybody to do. Even my stuff, watch with an open mind, do your research, follow through, take every bit of advice with a grain of salt. It may not work for everybody. Uh, you know, this is what I know, okay? And I'm going to tell you, and I actually just had this discussion with one of the guys in my group the other day. I said, when SHTF happens, what you are going to see happen if people make it through the first winter, especially in the north. So we're going to talk about the northern states, okay? When people, if they make it through the first winter, you're going to see a mass migration going south. You are absolutely going to see that. They're going to head for warmer weather, warmer temperatures, so their chances of survival are better. That is a fact. That I guarantee you will happen. And a lot of people may do that even if it is wintertime, trying to get out of the cold weather, okay? I am going nowhere. Nowhere. I'm staying right here, and I will tell you why. Pamela Sherry, how about STD, ST and D? That'd be cool. No, because STD, people know what STD in their head, what they think it stands for. And so that's why I got to have it in that acronym. So when they see the big letters, then they got to see the smaller ones. They'll have to come up and to read it. So that's, and like I said, it's a great mantra. It's a great mantra to live by, no matter what you're trying to do, no matter what you're trying to do. So the reason that I will not go anywhere is because if we have a mass migration of people moving south, it's less threats up in this area. Now, there will be people that stay. I guarantee you there'll be people that stay. But I think the people that are going to stay are going to be the more prepared people that, are ready for an SHTF event, that do farming now, that have a homestead, that, are prepared and ready and do gardening and all that type of stuff. And they're not going to want to go. They have wood burning stoves and all those type of stuff. And they're ready for that inclement weather. We ride out the winters. That's a fact. That's what we do because winters suck. That's a fact. I'm not a skier. I don't want to go snowmobiling. I don't want to, any of that stuff. It's not my thing. Don't care if it's cold. I want to be in a house and I want to be warm. So, like I said, it's just, but again, in a post event, you're going to see a lot of people heading south. That doesn't mean that they're going to be welcomed in the South with open arms. There's going to be a lot of issues with that as well, and you're going to have a lot of problems. But again, for me, my plan is to stay right where I am, take care of my business, and me and my group and my family, obviously as well, and do what we have to do to survive. And that's what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. And head for the mountains. Some people are, they can't survive in the mountains. They don't have the skill set to survive in the mountains. And that's why, again, the more that you prepare yourself, the more that you're ready, the more that you've done practical practice, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Simplest thing of starting a fire. And realistically, guys, starting a fire is not hard at all. Once you get it down, it's to me, it's a game, I guess is the right word, because I love to start a fire off of a coal that big. That little bitty spot right there, I can get a fire going off of that coal. And for me, it's a game. If there's any kind of spark or hot coal in there, I will get a fire going out of it. And so I do that, and it's fun. For me, it's practice too. But again, in a post-event, you can't make a fire. You're not going to survive. And people have no clue. There's so many people out there that have no idea. So you're looking at a tremendous amount of victims. And again, in a post-event, you are going to see a lot of people are going to die from stupidity. Realistically, making stupid mistakes and not thinking things through and planning and having a game plan. And what are we going to do if? What are we going to do if? You know what I mean? So they don't think about that. They don't, and they're not going to. They're going to live in the moment, and they're just going to do. And a lot of people are going to have a lot of accidents, a lot of mechanical injuries, and there's not going to be doctors and nurses to go to anymore. There's no going to the hospital in a post event because they're not going to be there. So those are things people need to think about as well. I was a top fire builder in Girl Scouts. Very cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, like my daughter can start a fire in a heartbeat. You know, that's something that's her skill. She knows what to do. She's been trained in that since she was little. So, you know, when I wasn't home, she had to take care of the fire. That was her responsibility, you know, and that's a big responsibility for a child, you know, because you could burn a house down. If you don't know what you're doing and you do stupid stuff, accidents can happen. That's why I've always kept fire extinguishers around the fireplace. I always have bottles of water as well, just in case things got out of hand, because you just never know. You don't know. So those are things to think about, you know. My kids learned the one match method at 8. Oh, there you go. And that's Echo in the Forest just said that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Happy Homesteader, Ed, I love your title. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, I'm going to tell you what, like I said, and I've said this before, guys, I am truly blessed, absolutely blessed. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. We've been here now, like I said, June will start our 7th year living down here. One of the very best decisions that I've ever made in my life. Much more peaceful life. It's quiet. Like Mom and Beck all the time, even now, they're like, my God, it's so quiet. I said, yeah. And they're like, and it's peaceful. Yeah. No drama, no BS, no stupid stuff. The neighbors up here mind their own business, which is great. And it's a much better life. It's hard work, not going to lie about that, but it's rewarding. And I'm going to tell you what, the best part, like even like today. So when I was cutting today, I had a t-shirt on under here. Well, I put the muscle shirt on for the stream just because I'm warm, but I had a t-shirt on, and then I put a sweatshirt on underneath because I don't know if you can see my arms. There's all kinds of scratches on my arms from doing stuff without a sweatshirt on. So I had that on. I took that sweatshirt off. I was soaked. I was sweating like a pig because you're sweating anyway because you're working. But again, that's good. That detoxifies the body. A good sweat is good, and it's good exercise. And so all of that is just, you know, everything that you do like that, and you're making that forward progress, and you're making your place look better, and you can see it, and you're able to look at it and go, wow, look what we did. And like even today, like I said, we just sat there today and we're like, man, we've really accomplished a lot, you know, in this last week, which we have. And, you know, but again, it's monotonous, just hard work. It's you know, crappy to deal with, but it needs to be done. And so, you know, that's why we're doing it. So, but again, peace and quiet is fantastic. Not having neighbors above you or on the side of you or below you, making all kinds of noise, disturbing your peace and quiet, if you will. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. And it's a freedom. Like I said, for me, I walk out my back door and I take a leak all the time. And guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because I have to take Hella out all the time. I take her out. She goes, I go. It's just, you know, it's what we do. So, but nobody cares. And I like that. And if we want to have a fire and want to have a little cook fire, want to have a little cook fire, nobody cares. You know, as long as you got your stuff under control, nobody cares. So, you know, and that's a cool thing. So, yeah, the only drama Ed has is listening to the birds and the bees and the dogs barking. They will get to barking. That's one thing. But again, for me, if I am outside and I'm working, my dogs are not going to be in the house. They're going to be outside. And so they bark. And that's what happens. But so anyway, that's what's going on, guys, with that. So really quickly, I know time is going by so fast. It always does. I'm going to ask again for another thumbs up. We at 935 in the chat. We're at 731 on the thumbs up. So let's see if we can get that up over 800. There's no reason why we shouldn't. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate it. Also, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, it's better for the channel. So I appreciate that. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Obviously, comments makes a difference as well too. So thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's a little game, obviously. So the more we get, the better. It's just fun, and and there's nothing wrong with that. But and also, if you are, hey, Red 55, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right. All right. So we are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over this country. We are a big family. Where is everybody from tonight? And Legion in the good way, not the bad biblical way. That is only one definition of Legion. So the people that want to jump on that, I'm not talking about that kind of Legion. Like a Roman Legion. A lot of us. We have North Alabama, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Maryland, Samoa's Islands, Somerset, Pennsylvania, North Carolina in the mountains, Kansas, London, Iowa, South Carolina, Kansas again, Western Kentucky, Ontario, Canada, Central Missouri, Connecticut, Southwest Ontario, Canada, Fort Myers, Florida, Maryland, Ulster Park, New York, Grand Island, Nebraska. Hold on one second here. Open House, Texas. Many people refuse to consider what-if scenarios out of fear. I cannot talk to anyone about prepping. They want to dismiss it. We will get into that in a minute. We'll talk about that. Alaska, Riverside, California, Nebraska, Columbus, Ohio. We have Oklahoma, Southwest Florida, Morgan County, Ohio, Nevada, Mobile, Alabama, Paris, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Oahu, Hawaii, very nice. South Carolina, Indiana, Illinois, Pittsburgh, PA, Brookings in Oregon coast, Mesa, Arizona, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Los Angeles, the UK, Dublin, Ohio, New Jersey, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Ontario, Canada, Victoria, Texas. Let's see, we have Sonomorish, Washington. I'm not sure if I said that right. Southeast Missouri, San Pablo, Brazil. Very cool. Wisconsin, Indiana, the real Jersey Shore. Very cool. Beech Grove, Indiana again. Minnesota. We have West Texas, Hudson, Florida, South Australia, Blue, Texas. Okay. Is that the town, I guess? Southeastern Michigan, Western New York, Quebec up in Canada. We have Germany, very cool. Vancouver, Canada, very nice. Munich, Indiana, Northern California, Nevada. Mike from Commerce City, Colorado, very nice. North Carolina, Salem, Ohio. So again, guys, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge family. And again, this is why networking is so important, because we have a lot of strength and a lot of power in numbers, because we are preppers and we are off-gridders. We are prepared, where the average person, as she said, she can't even talk to people because they dismiss it. And I'm going to address that in a moment as well, okay? But again, we're a huge network and a huge family. If we organize together and work together, there's a lot of power in that, a lot of power. And the powers that be, don't want us to be organized. They don't want us to work together. They're going to try to shut that down if they can, okay? But again, just work diligently at things. And we are going to network, and we're going to work together. And we're not going to let the distractions and the nonsense stop us from doing it, okay? So talking about, you can't talk to people about prepping because they just dismiss it and nobody will get into it and do it. There's a lot of people like that. And again, out of fear. They won't do it out of fear because it's like they don't want to think about that what-if scenario. But that what-if scenario happens every single day in this country. People are going through something all over the country, all over the world, all the time. Disasters, natural disasters, fires, earthquakes, winter storms, summer storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, all these things happen. Flooding happens all the time. And still people don't get ready, which I will never understand that. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. But again, all we can do is the best that we can do. We continue to get ready. And when the time comes, you're going to have to make that decision, guys. You really are. And I can't tell you what decision you should make. I can't tell you what the moral decision to make. I can't, I won't ever try to shame anybody into doing anything. You have to do what you think is right in your heart. If you want to help people, then help them. If you choose not to, then you don't. Okay. But again, I will remind people we are not going to survive what's coming thinking that we're going to be doing it all on our own, the Lone Ranger, the lone wolf mentality. That's not going to work in the long run. Because if you're the lone wolf, eventually you're going to get sick, you're going to get hurt. Okay. And if you're Mr. Lone Wolf, there's nobody there to take care of you. There's nobody there to help you. You're in deep, deep trouble at that point. Okay. So again, we got to remember how we work together, help each other, help other people. There's a lot of good people out there that don't prep. A lot of good people that don't prep. And we have to pick and choose who we're going to help. And I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be one of the hardest decisions you ever make, turning somebody away, because you can't. You can't save everybody. Okay. That's something that people really need to remember too. You cannot save everybody. You can do the best you can, but you can't save everybody. So that's a harsh reality, a very harsh reality. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who continuously do a fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. It's a big commitment, 3 days a week, but you guys are here steadily, and it is very, very much appreciated. So I just wanted to say thank you again. I appreciate everybody being here as well. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate the support. Love the feedback, love the questions. It really is very, very cool, and it really does make a difference. It's because of you. That's why we're here, right? So, and that's awesome. And we have a really good group of people. And again, when the idiots come in, the moderators take care of them, and that's what that's what we want them to do. And it makes it better for everybody. So, remember, guys, we are all in this together. And that really is true. We are one race called the human race. Stop letting them manipulate us between race and religion, trying to divide us, keep us fighting amongst each other. Let's focus on the fact that we're all human beings. We all want pretty much the same thing. We want to love our families, have a good woman or a good man in your life, and be happy and make a decent living, take care of your stuff, and have some kind of peace. That's what most people want, okay, regardless of what your background is. So also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel, because we just never know. We never know when that last day is coming, but it's coming at some point for all of us. So also remember, guys, STD. Best acronym in the whole world, because everybody thinks they know what STD means, but they really don't. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. I live by that mantra. We do it here at the homestead. Anybody can do it. Anybody can follow that mantra. Whatever your goals are, whatever you're trying to accomplish in life, if you do that, if you work toward your goals, they will come to fruition. It always happens. It just does. What we've done here at the homestead, there are literally days that I would just sit back and I'll be like, man, we're really rocking it, But again, you motivate me. You have no idea how much you guys motivate me. You really, really do. I always want to make more progress because I want to show you. I want to be like, this is what we can do. This is what we can do. I have to have my days. My body tells me who the boss is a lot of times, but that's how it goes too. It's age has a factor in that, which kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? But anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Be safe. And I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.